Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Wow, Bethesda really did it. They dropped Oblivion Remastered today on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 5. Super cool. I want to talk a little bit about it in this video. This is just going to be some general thoughts. So on the screen, you'll probably see some footage from the announcement. You're welcome to just listen to this video if you prefer. So first and foremost, I want to say I love the Shadow Drop. I didn't cover this game at all because I'm not really big on covering leaks, and all the information that we had about this game was from leaks. And so I ignored it, even though it's definitely exciting to get a modernized version of an Elder Scrolls game. But I think Bethesda handled this pretty much perfectly. There was a couple 100,000 people on YouTube watching the announcement, and there's no doubt in my mind folks are flocking to their game stores in order to be able to pick this title up. So it's going to be very interesting to see, is this the start of a trend, especially when it comes to remastered versions of loved titles? So you know the buzz and the energy and the desire is already there, and you just need to get the product to people. The idea of having a shadow drop instead of months and months of trailers and build up and hype and delays and stringing fans along, I significantly prefer this type of launch. And so big kudos to Bethesda. Wow, been a long time since I've said that. Big kudos to Bethesda. I think they handled this right. And all of the footage from the announcement looked amazing. Looked like they put a lot of effort into getting this updated. In addition to that, I'm really happy that this remake is fairly priced. When I look on Steam, it costs $50 if you want to get the standard version. And then they do have a deluxe version for $60 where you could get horse armor. It's not just horse armor. It's not just horse armor, but this is, of course, a callback to when Bethesda released horse armor for Oblivion. I think it was around $5 for you to get the DLC. And man, it caused an intense firestorm. In fact, if I could be wrong, but I think that was the first major, hey, they're trying to scam us with DLC conversation. I think Bethesda might have kicked that off. It's certainly one of the most memorable ones, though. But the deluxe edition doesn't just provide horse armor, it also gives you a unique quest for new unique armors and weapons, as well as an art book and a soundtrack app, if you again decide that you want to spend the extra $10. Of course, you're also able to get this game for free on Xbox Game Pass. So all in all, I think there are some really nice, easy ways for people to economically get their hands on this game. I'm really happy about that. They could have absolutely went the direction that we've already seen the game industry going, where they're charging 70, 80, 90, even $100 for a particular title, and that's not what Bethesda decided to do. Now, let me be honest, I am not one of those people who's super high on Oblivion. I remember feeling like Skyrim was a superior experience, kind of by far, in my opinion. And I do consider Skyrim to be the best Elder Scrolls game. Of course, take that with a grain of salt. I have never played Daggerfall or Morrowind. But one of the things that they mentioned during the announcement is that there have been updates to the gameplay of Oblivion, and specifically the leveling system, which I found to be rather cumbersome and mediocre. According to Virtuous, which is the studio that handled this remaster, they took elements of both Oblivion and Skyrim to update the leveling system along with some of the gameplay in order to make that aspect of the title much more compelling. It should be very interesting to see whether or not that works out and causes me to rank Oblivion much higher than I do now. One of the things I did really like about Oblivion, though, was Patrick Stewart's iconic voice acting. And I think it was such an amazing way to start off the game. And so, of course, they started off the announcement with his voice as well. And it just brought back so many memories, so much nostalgia, so many good feelings. Really, really excited to jump back into the game. We will be live streaming it tonight. I'm going to wait and experience it for the first time with all of you. Speaking of voice acting, after the official announcement, they had a live interview with Wes Johnson, who, of course, is a very famous voice actor that's featured on multiple characters throughout the game. And this was a problem with Oblivion, that a lot of the characters have the same voice throughout your adventure. And this is an area that they decided to address, where apparently now all of the different races are going to have a different voice actor so that they sound much more distinctive. We'll see how that actually works out, but in theory, it should help to flesh out the game a little bit more and help make different parts of the game feel more separate from each other, which is really, really cool. Of course, there's a bunch of other things that they've updated for this remaster to make it feel like an upgraded version of the original. They showed off some of the dynamic lighting, whereas before it used to be in only a couple of select areas. Now, throughout the game, you're going to see dynamic lighting as you walk around. Combat animations have also got a tremendous update where it's going to look a lot more fluid and more realistic. You should feel much more of the impact, and just in general, your enemies are going to move in a much more realistic fashion. All of that absolutely sounds amazing. I'm definitely going to play this. And again, I just think Bethesda has done an immaculate job with how this was handled. It doesn't look like a cash grab. Of course, we have to play it and we have to confirm that it's stable, and we have to confirm that the changes that they've made in the game actually do work. But from where I'm sitting right now, it does not look like a cash grab. It doesn't look like, all right, we just update a couple of things, put some slop together, and then we'll release it out, and we know people are going to rush in and buy it. It really seems like they tried to give the fans something that a lot of them have absolutely been asking for. And to be honest with you, there's a part of me that's a little bit jealous. There are definitely some games I can think of that I love a lot more that I would love to see get this kind of treatment. Dragon Age Origins, a remastered version of Dragon Age Origins, man, that would be amazing to see. I would love to see a remastered, updated version of Pillars of Eternity 1 with voice acting across the board. That would also be incredible. And I might be biased, but me personally, I think it would sell like hotcakes. Probably not in the way that Oblivion would, but still, there are definitely some titles I can think of. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Seeing a remastered version of that clear up all the bugs and let a whole new generation of people find out how amazing that game is, man, that would be awesome. So definitely, I hope that developers look at the success Bethesda is having with this, and it makes them say, you know what, maybe this is something that could work with our beloved titles as well. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Absolutely going to play it, live stream it. Looking forward to experiencing the title with all of you. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.